Some mysteries become all-encompassing right away, and these thriller shows are great if you want to jump right into an eerie story. Whether a show runs for 10 seasons or is a fascinating thriller miniseries, this genre needs to feel interesting and exciting immediately. Although, of course, more clues will be sprinkled throughout, you want to know your time will be well spent. No thriller can be truly excellent without a good ending that seems logical and captivating, but it all starts with the first few scenes. From series about families who haven't gotten along in years to tales about murder in small towns, these shows have compelling opening sequences that feel more special than most. Bloodline, 2015 to 2017. Kevin, Norbert Leo Butz, and Meg, Linda Cardellini, at a function at the Rayburn house in Bloodline. From the chilling first line to the setup of the beach scenery, Bloodline is fascinating right away. As you hear John Rayburn, Kyle Chandler, say, sometimes, you know something's coming, you're desperate to find out what he's talking about. As John explains his dread over his brother Danny Rayburn, Ben Mendelsohn, returning home, the distinct members of the family are introduced. You learn their personalities right away. Mysterious Danny rides on a bus, free-spirited Kevin, Norbert Leo Butz, wakes up late, and rebellious Meg, Linda Cardellini, is shown becoming intimate in a car. The start of the show sets up the tragedy that will happen when the siblings celebrate at a family gathering. As John's wife, Diana, Jacinda Barrett, says the memorable and ominous line, "This weekend's supposed to be fun," you can tell the opposite will be true. It's soon clear that their toxic dynamic can't be fixed in one weekend. Cruel Summer, 2021 present. Jeanette, Chiara Aurelia, and Jamie, Froey Gutierrez, on Cruel Summer. Season 1, Episode 1, Happy Birthday, Jeanette Turner, shares the three timelines that the thriller focuses on. When Jeanette's, Chiara Aurelia, parents wake her up on her 15th birthday, it's a sweet moment that contrasts the tragedy they'll face. She has a less dorky appearance in 1994 when her boyfriend Jamie Henson, Froey Gutierrez, wakes her up. Then, after you think about how much she's changed in a year, you see an angry Jeanette with short hair asking her dad for space on her birthday in 1995. Cruel Summer's opening sequence works so well because you realize something horrible has taken place and that Jeanette is dealing with trauma. Season 1 is a tense and gripping tale about Jeanette becoming popular after Kate Wallace, Olivia Holt, disappears, and the opening sequence shows you one side of that story. As you keep watching, you learn where Kate went, and the show plays around with who is guilty and innocent. Sharp Objects, 2018. Young Camille, Sophia Lillis, on Sharp Objects. The HBO series opens with several shots of Wind Gap, Missouri, where Camille Preaker, Amy Adams, used to live. In this scene from the 1990s, a younger Camille, Sophia Lillis, goes home after roller skating with Marion, Lulu Willis, her little sister. In this creative and unexpected scene, Camille goes into various rooms and sees her older self. This opening scene is eerie, whimsical, and foreboding, especially when the younger Camille approaches her sleeping self and pricks her hand with a paper clip. It speaks to the trauma Camille has had trouble dealing with and the fact that it's going to continue as she tries to solve the disappearance of a teenage girl. The sequence also suggests the main conflict between Camille and her mom, adorer, Patricia Clarkson, which becomes a key relationship as Camille's job brings her home. You realize something terrible happened to Camille, and want to know more. The Undoing, 2020. Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman standing by the water in The Undoing. The start of this HBO thriller hints that someone has been murdered, but does so in a mysterious and clever way that leaves the victim open-ended. You hear a kid's voice ask, "Where is she?" and a man's respond, "She's at her studio. She's working." As a young boy walking in New York City enters a store, you can tell he comes across a body, and it's so effective because the show contrasts the innocence of childhood with the disturbing nature of death. That would be enough to make you want to keep watching, but The Undoing goes one step further by showing another seemingly innocent moment. As you watch Grace, Nicole Kidman, and Jonathan Fraser, Hugh Grant, banter with their son over his loud, messy smoother-making, the show sets up that Jonathan will be accused of murdering the woman from before. And, if that wasn't compelling enough, Grace is in a therapy session with a woman in an abusive relationship, which hints that Grace's marriage to Jonathan is full of secrets and darkness. Damages, 2007 to 2012. Ellen Parsons, Rose Byrne, on Damages. The opening scene of the 2000s to 2010s thriller Damages, when Ellen Parsons, Rose Byrne, exits an elevator with blood on her, begs you to keep watching. The show then goes back 6 months as Ellen, who is looking for a job after law school, begins working for Patty Hughes, Glenn Close. While there are twists and turns here, the strange professional relationship between Ellen and Patty is the best part of the show, and you want to find out more about what happens as Ellen gets what already seems like an unsettling job. Twin Peaks, 1990 to 1991. A police car driving into the town in the pilot of Twin Peaks. David Lynch's fascinating and, yes, often confusing, series shows you the body of Laura Palmer, Cheryl Lee, right away and makes it clear that the main storyline will be about what happened to her. You also get to know Special Agent Dale Cooper, Kyle MacLachlan, who arrives in this small town to figure out who killed Laura. It's an unsettling start, and whether you watched it for the first time when it aired or have caught up more recently, you're going to be captivated by the characters and plot. Another show might have some boring scenes of the main characters before diving into Laura's dark story, but this works much better since Twin Peaks gets to the point immediately. The OA, 2016 to 2019. Prairie Johnson, Britt Marling, in the OA. The question at the heart of the OA is who the main character really is and why her eyesight came back when she came home again. The opening sequence suggests that this won't be an easy mystery to solve, as the woman you learn is Prairie Johnson, Britt Marling, lies in a hospital bed and tells the nurse her name is the OA. But even before this moment, the series shocks you when a boy and his mom drive by Prairie, the OA, jumping off a bridge. As the boy whispers, "She let go," you get an eerie feeling, and it's clear that the show will delve into some disturbing topics and have a dreamlike tone. The OA has a lot going on, from Prairie's ongoing explanation of her life so far in Season 1 to the trauma she faces because of Hap, Jason Isaacs. It's not a simple show to understand, but that's why it's so compelling. The Flight Attendant, 2020 to 2022. Cassie, Kaylee Cuoco, looking surprised on an airplane in The Flight Attendant. The pilot, in case of emergency, shares some snippets of Kaylee Cuoco's, Cassie Bowden, chaotic life. You see her smiling as she walks through an airport, at work on an airplane, and partying. In a brief amount of time, thanks to her waking up after falling asleep on the subway and not realizing a trip to see her brother was coming up soon, you realize she's flailing through life.